I think that our culture should honor a new trend, which basically aligns more so with what works for each other's anatomy. My my definition of heaven, okay, is maybe not a lot of men, a couple men that I would hand select. And yes, they would all be white men, make no mistake. And since there's a schedule and everybody's got their whole different things as far as careers go, I think the culture should be women can have as many husbands as their body will allow them to have. And there's no such thing as a divorce. And of course, the men are just going to have to get over the fact that you guys are going to all share me, and that's just what it's going to be. And my law would be basically that, yeah, you're not allowed if one of your husbands wants to, he wants to be sexual with you. That's everybody's nature. Some, it's all men think about sex more, women think about sex more. Who cares? I think those of us who, some people call it hypersexualization, if you will. Maybe that might be, but I think really I think the women who are more aroused, I suppose, are probably because they need to have children. They were probably the ones that needed to have children. The only times that I went through bouts of hating sex, like I hated sex when I was subjugated to being imposed with the physicality of minority males. The only time that I loved sex was with white men. So he's really good at bed. I think that we should go with that trend. Why? Because I think it works a little bit better than what we have here. Like I said, men have been misled and they've been indoctrinated into a cultural dynamic that does not work for their anatomy. Some can last a little bit longer, some very short, maybe 2 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds, whatever. Either way, as far as a woman, and I know me because I'm a woman, and I'm going like, monogamy doesn't work. If a woman is comfortable with herself and then comfortable with her sexuality and then goes outside of the box of, oh, monogamous and only with me and blah, blah, blah. I don't have anything against monogamy. I have something against unfulfilling relationships. And a lot of relationship dynamics are unfulfilling because of slavery, because of responsibility, because the men that I like are always responsible and they're always working and they're workaholics. I don't like that. The reason why I don't like that is because I don't get to see them. And the reason I don't get to see them because they're being responsible for people who really honestly shouldn't be here. These people shouldn't be here because what do they contribute to the what do they contribute except for crime and government? I don't want government. I don't want crime. I want husband. Add an S. If he's okay with it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. If I'm still hungry, am I supposed to sit here and starve just because you want me to stay skinny? Okay, you want me skinny. All right, I'm skinny, but I'm unhappy. So there goes that. But then for men that ones have been misled, they feel entitled to, and they think it's okay. They've been indoctrinated, groomed, and socially engineered and brainwashed to believe that they're supposed to be the whores. They're supposed to be doing whatever and screwing whoever. The only times that you should be having all of these women is if you're the actual king, I would say. That means that you're a very productive, valuable member of our society. I believe women should have power to this element. I'm the ruler over my home, over my body. the home contained, meaning it has walls and, it's not the air and not moving. This my body. So that's where I believe I'm the queen or king, whatever you want to say. I rule it. I'm the master over it. Now, everything else, the systemic approach and all this, I don't want nothing to do with it because that's out of me. That's what my children, the humans, because I've already got my job cut out for me. I'm supposed to be able to feed you, whether it's with my own body or whatever. You go hunt, go bring it to me, a garden, all this. I'm supposed to nurse your kids. Once they get to getting teeth and moving around on their feet, I'm supposed to feed them, bathe them, clothe them. And see, this approach would work because, see, when you have children or a child, you're tired. Your body is sore. I don't believe, I really honestly do not believe that women were supposed to be crazy with the babies all by herself. It is a lot of work. Some people say, being a house mom, being a housewife is not a lot of work. Yes, it is. Raising kids and raising humans is a lot of work. So therefore, if you're a woman and you have a bunch of husbands that you can handle, so say, for instance, they all on different schedules, whatever, why would it be, I'm the bad one, I'm being a whore, I'm being a slut, because what? Because I have different husbands, there's a lot of work to be done. I don't want to do all those things. And then you add children to that. See, if people were being more practical, rather than having us in those schools, we would have been homeschooled, because that's my job. I teach my children how to do this. Now, when you have a bunch of different individuals in your family, your home, whatever, things get done. Men are productive, so are women. But men especially want sex. Maybe not all the time, perhaps. I don't know. Some maybe do, maybe some don't. And that ends up working because, see, a woman doesn't orgasm like a man does. He ejaculates and he needs a sandwich to recover and recuperate. Good for him. So rather than going, I'm going to be monogamous with this one man, think about that. Can one man really tolerate that? Can he? Can he tolerate being sexual with you, taking care of the home, having money, blah, blah, blah? You want all these kids. Can you really tolerate that? Can you? Does your schedule allow it? And what about your wife or whatever? Yeah, and then also another thing is they say quality over quantity. Sure, one woman is a lot of work for men, but then when you add other individuals to that, so say for instance you have 4 husbands. You have 4 husbands, and therefore you let's say that you have children, right? Maybe you have like 2 children. Now, 2 children with 1 husband and he has to work is hell. You're not going to be getting too much sleep. 2 children with 4 husbands, it can work. Now you have 4 to help you. Maybe they work different schedules. There should at least, maybe there might be 1 or 2 extra pairs of hands, and then therefore you can have a greater bond between those children. Now, I say, well, who's daddy? All of them. All of them are dad. He said, I got 4 dads. Papa, 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 and Papa. All 4. Seriously, wouldn't that make much more sense to me? Now you have real security. I wouldn't want to fuck with 4 men with shotguns and a hard dick. I wouldn't want to fuck around with that. There goes that home invasion. Just sweep it on out the door. That makes a lot more sense to me. So rather than misleading men, or rather than implementing this ideal that's wrong, by the way, because when I was in school, so middle schooler and high school, I usually always had a crush on my math teachers. And my occasionally, but anyway, the math teachers they were always pretty fucking sexy, or at least like the school liaisons and shit like that. And you see, I was a teenager. They were always white. white white men are interesting, but anyways, I was always attracted to them. So imagine that if I'm a teenager and I can look at my teacher like that, like, damn, he's fucking hot. Biology is saying something to you. Nature saying that the legal construct that says, oh, I cannot consent to my teacher to having sex with me or having a relationship with me doesn't sound correct. And then we also have to implement the law of attraction. See, the law of attraction has definitely been sabotaged by minorities. Absolutely, because they've had accessibility to us, as well as they've been imposing themselves on us, and we've been groomed since birth to tolerate their irrational behavior, violent behavior. Whereas for the sake of survival, when you're threatened and burdened with the possibility of being violated or being the receiver of a violent assault, you generally will acquiesce to the sexual deviance for the sake of surviving, okay? And then you add to that the gatekeeping that's done that basically keeps the division between other men versus your people. Not my people. These are motherfuckers that can keep you captive, perhaps, or keep you, squished in rather than wanting to hop over the fence to go be with that one. So anyways, if I had it my way, if I had to say this is the law is simple. You're entitled to have as many men as you'd like. My husbands are not allowed to cheat on me. Bitch, you're not allowed to cheat on me. No, you're not. Oh, well, you're going to have to share me. Say it's a double standard, I know. I know, because I can handle it and you can't. You'll come in like the next 5-10 minutes and you're going to go, and it's my job to feed you, okay? I will nurse your children and you're going to help me through the process. You'll be more able to do this than I can. I should not have to be a man. And in this society, it has failed us. These political stances and all this stupidity has failed us. And the worst part about it is we are the weaker sex. What do you need me for to do something that this one over here, who's wearing my skirt, wearing my outfits, this one over here is stronger than me? He may be pretty. He may look like a sexy bitch. He's stronger than me, therefore can do more than me, capacity, physically speaking. You want me, the weaker one, to sacrifice all my fucking energy when I create motherfuckers like you who have nerve enough not just to steal from me, but to subjugate me to the stupidity and degeneracy of this culture. So everyone else wants to do this debauchery, or a lot of people want to do debauchery. But when it comes to me and actually what works, biologically, I'm fucking suppressed. Everyone else gets to do this degenerative ass shit, but I'm the one who is basically, I'm blockaded from being with the one that I'm naturally attracted to. I'm told basically, oh, you need to be monogamous because you're being a slut, you're being a hoe. And my ideals can't be implemented because I'm female. But it just so happens that my body can bring a motherfucker like you here. So when you come down to it, you think about it. If I really was turned on, and if people knew what they were doing, I could have sex basically until I die. You, on the other hand, you'll die trying to do that. So I'm the queen, or I guess you could say we're the rulers over pleasure. Okay? And then men are the rulers over structure. They are the magicians when it comes to everything that's outside of body. They can take care of a body. They can help contribute to make the body. He can do amazing things. But as far as what I'm hated for, what females generally are hated for, is the very thing that keeps us alive. It's say you loved for everything. We're hated for everything that we should be loved for. We are hated for that of which we should be loved for. Giving you fuckers the ability to breathe only to subjugate me to your irresponsibility, stupidity, degeneracy, and suppression of my sexuality because you want to be the ruler over me as a fake-ass ruler who thinks that I'm supposed to be compounded to the ideal of race. Aren't we all fucking human? You mean to tell me if I was, if you lined yourself up to my menstruation cycle, when I'm bleeding, and when I'm not, if you were to penetrate me, ejaculate inside me, it's a possibility, the likelihood that I'm going to become pregnant, bitch. So that means that you're my fucking race, bitch. So when the fuck are you fuckers going to evolve and quit fucking trying to diminish me as a human fucking being who can make you? You feel entitled to. That's why you go around in this planet and look at you. Look at all the homosexuality and bisexuality. I don't give a shit about it. I'm not here to, oh, you're so bad, bad boy. How dare you fuck another boy. That's not going to reproduce lives. I and you can reproduce live, but you have a problem with me and you have a problem with protecting me and putting things exactly where they need to be. You have a problem with fucking seeing my value apparently, and you have a problem with fucking I don't know, putting a bitch ass motherfucker in their place for getting in the way of what the fuck should be happening. I don't know. So anyways, it's more incestuous if you think about it when you're trying to continue going for likeness. When they say, oh, well, I only want to be with my people. That's a bit incestuous. You do know that, right? Diversity would tell you something. Diversity, but the likeness, meaning human, but diverse, okay? When you keep going for likeness, you keep going incestuous. So basically, it would make more sense actually to be with someone who is of a different race. Gee, by golly. So yeah, I think women should be allowed to have as many husbands as they like. Husbands are entitled to have sex whenever the hell they want. If wife does not give him sex when the fuck he wants, it's time for her to go to prison, go to jail. Vice versa. What? I said that I wanted what I wanted. Excuse me? You told me no? Okay, you're going to jail. No such thing as a divorce. Go to jail, go to prison, and when you're tired of being mad at me, then they'll let you out. That's how that should work. The children, there should be no point in having pedophilia or having children kidnapped and raped if we were doing things the right way. My body, orgasms and waves for a reason. I don't ejaculate and then I'm like, I'm so done right now. No, women's body don't work like that if she's comfortable. And if she is really, being respected and like intimate sexually, like the man is actually intrigued or like fascinated by having the act of sex rather than being like a lot of males, especially minorities, like being selfish and not giving a rat's ass about her pleasure or whatever. So what does that mean? It means that if I can basically have sex until I die, that means that now I'm the ruler over pleasure, and that also means that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Not just that, but it's like, why are you guys being Why are you guys being sluts when your body won't even allow that? You're gonna come in like, what, 2 minutes? And, yeah. Like nothing goes off. And, stop fucking around. Maybe you won't have to fucking spread those nasty ass diseases, perhaps. And there's something, I think that needs to be a law on the books. I don't believe that there should be anything as a so-called bisexual male. Pick your side. Either you're heterosexual or you're homosexual. Stop endangering women and girls' lives because you're confused about whether you want to be with men or with women. Pick. Like I said, there should be no reason why our children are exposed to pedophiles and all that stupidity, being raped and trafficked. If the hell we had our husbands with an S at the end, wouldn't nobody fuck with us, because shit, all you need to do to, you don't feel safe. Well, then I guess I'm just going to have a whole bunch of husbands around here to blow your fucking head off.